All right, let's see. I guess we'll see if we see it on the television. Let's see. It says, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Are we live is the question. I don't know. Let's see. I think we are. TV screen just switched. Yeah, check it out.
There we go, man.
That is cool.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
How's everybody doing today? This drink is for you. Oh, that shit loops. You could just let it. You just hit the button. It just goes on and on and on. It loops.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
This portion of King David Super Show is brought to you in part by Diet Dr. Pepper when you just need more. The Rivers Casino, thank you for your money. Thank you for your money. And you don't drive Fry, you ain't. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Let's get this mug started.
Good evening. What is going down? Hey.
Y'all know how we do.
Hey.
The treacherous too. Hey. Coming through.
Hey.
King thought of the day. Real King David. And you got tswin.
T-Swizzle.
Hey. Going down.
It's time.
Hey, it's time.
Hit the like button, fool.
Yeah. Hit the like button, fool. Yeah.
What?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. What is going down, sir?
Man, living, maintaining, not complaining.
Not complaining, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I hear you are back in college. College.
Yes.
College knowledge bowl. What's the science, baby?
Man, yeah, the great Chin man is in college.
Tell me about it. So what is the plan? What is the plan for the future?
Oh man, just moving into something different.
All right.
My history has been pretty much energy, oil, and gas since I got out the military.
Gotcha.
And I'm trying to move with the times, man.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Get into web development and mobile app development.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you decided to go and change the major because I think last time we spoke you were talking about maybe radiology or something along those natures. So is that out of the question or?
Oh yeah, that's not the question, bro.
Okay. So
yeah, I want to be able to do something I could, man, work remotely anywhere in the world, man.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, it kind of seems like, like we were talking about before, it's like you really got to think outside the box now because it's like people need to start, with the way the economy appears that it's going.
Yeah.
People need to start doing pivot. You have to kind of start pivoting.
Yeah.
You know
pivot
what I'm saying?
and transition.
You got to pivot and transition. And like we were saying before, like on Passport Bros, this may not be the here all end all. You know what I'm saying? You might have to pivot. You might have to transition to another country just because things are just really not ironing out the way that, the American dream just may not, it's not here or it may not appear to continue to be here anymore. I think we had a discussion yesterday where it's, we have a lot of innovation here.
Yeah.
Innovation. We were talking about, I guess the topic was in Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast featuring yours truly over there, T-Swizzle, JB.
Yes, sir.
Shout out the show. Men Can't Always Be Wrong.
Thank you. Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast, man. We're on all podcast streaming platforms. Make sure you check us out, man. If you want to advertise with us, man, mcabwpodcast@gmail.com, man. Come work with us.
Yeah, check them out. Really, really great show. On the show yesterday, we were talking about, pretty much what is going, like what is actually produced or what is actually made in America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I would just kind of have to say pop culture is probably number one in the world. I mean, but there's a lot of money in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of money in pop culture. There's a lot of money, urban culture, hip hop culture, sports, movies, entertainment, just innovation, period.
Yeah.
All innovation, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, comes from America, because everybody wants to be us. Everybody wants to mimic us. Everybody wants to copy us. My only concern is it's just like, the shit that's kind of going on in the world, and I'm not going to get too political. No, I'm not going to get very geopolitical, overly political, because it's very divisive. Politics and religion, very divisive, and so I'm just going to just say my piece, and I'm going to leave it alone. We're in a very bad place. You know what I'm saying? Period.
Yeah.
We're in a very bad place, but I would just say this: it is a domino effect. So whatever happens here is going to happen everywhere else. So for the big bad boys that want to sit there and cause ripples, it's going to affect everybody. So what happens here is going to happen everywhere else.
Yeah.
Case closed. So people are going to need to learn how to make a pivot step in order to survive. What's going on, I guess, right now is the U.S. dollar is no longer going to be the world reserve for oil. So I don't really know how that's really going to directly affect us, because it's like, in the grand scheme of things, if we could just drill our own oil, or maybe this might be the incentive to kind of like stop having dependence on foreign oil and start using our own.
Yeah.
Put people back to work, start drilling our own wells, start activating our own, start using our own leases to use our own oil. Like Trump says, America first, America first, America first.
Yeah.
We really need to start looking out for number one.
Yeah.
Period. Okay. And so that's kind of like my thoughts on that. It's very disheartening, because it's like I work very hard. My families work very hard, and these families have worked very hard to kind of see like everything that they've worked so hard for erode. And
Yeah.
it's like we had this conversation before. It's like I didn't raise my daughters. It's like I just don't. I don't feel that I was prepared to raise my family for this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I worked too hard to watch everything that I worked so hard for erode.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it kind of leads us to another topic. It's like, things start to expire. It's like, our dreams, in theory, the dreams that we had are, on the verge of expiration, and, I am not prepared for this. You know what I'm saying? Fortunately, I have a world experience, but not like this. You know what I'm saying? Where if I had to basically just pack it all up and leave, in the next, 48 months, can you do it? Can you do it successfully? And can you continue to survive?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like, that's kind of how things are looking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if we don't get get grips onto things and get things just stable. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, the country's in debt, but if we can just get things stable, you know what I'm saying, where we don't go into hyperinflation. The main thing is you want to avoid Venezuela. You don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be Venezuela, where if they have a forced digital currency and there's no longer cash is accepted, and then, that means all the banks are going to shut down, and we're going to be in a very, 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 very bad place.
Yeah.
And, literally, this is the here all by all.
It's going to really be the Wild Wild West.
It's literally the Wild Wild West. It's like you can't leave home without it. And it's like, that is not what you want, but it kind of seems like, it's like, people, buy your guns, buy your bullets, I just bought this the other day. This thing is dope. This is called a 50. This is called a 50 Beowulf. All right, standard AR-15 platform, but look at the slug. Look at this thing. It's like a screwdriver. This is a 50 caliber AE rifle. It's like a screwdriver round. You know what I'm saying? This thing will basically. The gun was actually designed to fire at vehicles. This caliber was designed to disarm vehicles. So very cool. Just bought it. Like it. So, but sad that you actually have to kind of, own something like this. It's like, in the beginning, it's like, man, it's like, why are you buying such a high caliber weapon? It's like, man, because you just never know.
Yeah.
You never know. And now it's like, God damn, dude, it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
So for the haters out there, don't try to pull up.
No. I would not advise it, or you better come back with a bigger gun. come with a larger caliber weapon. But I don't even want to think about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, because I have buddies of mine that are calling me up, and they're just, you know, they're just kind of stirring the pot, you know, and it's like, dude, I don't need this shit right now. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, these are things that are above my pay grade. I can't change it.
Yeah.
None of us can fucking change this.
Yeah.
You know, all you can do is just like, look, you know, we just have to learn how to adapt, you know.
Yeah, change what you can change,
exactly.
Control what you can control.
Exactly. You know, you either adapt or die. Period. That's it. So I mean, we're kind of past the complaining phase. That shit is over, bro. You know what I'm saying? The shit is that ship has sailed. So it's like you know. So the only thing that what's going on in the world today is all it's going to define. It's creating a greater social divide, and you're going to have haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
Period. That is it. You know, and I don't know, man. I just, all I can do is just like, I'm just kind of taking it day by day, and I'm just kind of making adjustments. And, you know, fortunately, I made very, very extremely wise real estate decisions when I did. So worst case scenario, if I had to kind of just liquidate and just burn out, I feel that I could be able to establish myself in another country and live very comfortably off the land for at least 10 years. You know, while I'm sit there trying to refigure out what I need to do.
Yeah.
You know, so at least I made wise decisions. You know what I'm saying? And I have enough world experience where if I felt the need that I had to leave, you know, I feel comfortable where I can take my family and we can leave and we'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Most likely,
you're not trying to figure it out on the fly.
No,
you got experience at these places.
I have enough experience,
so you know what to expect.
Exactly. You know, and even renting in foreign countries is not that expensive, but I'd rather just own before things, if hypothetically speaking, the dollar was to crash or something like that, you know, I have enough resources, you know, like in Thailand or in Colombia, where I feel that we would be fine, you know? Yeah. So what time is it, fool?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hit the like button, fool.
Hit
that like button.
This portion of the King David Super Show is brought to you in part by Diet Dr. Pepper when you just need more. LaBerge Casino, thank you in advance for your money. I love you. You guys are amazing. Actually, Golden Nugget, shout out to Golden Nugget Casino. You guys are awesome as well. Ebony, you're awesome. I love you. Ebony's my host. She always hooks a brother up. Ebony, I love you. You're amazing. So, but yeah, dude, what I kind of want to talk about today is I kind of want to talk about relationships. I kind of want to talk about, like, you know, when relationships kind of like they come and they go. You know what I'm saying? And I've experienced this a couple times in life. You know, and in certain kinds of relationships where kind of, you know, people you kind of grow up with them and then you kind of grow out of them. Yeah. You know, you divide, you know what I'm saying? And people kind of come, you know, I could apply this like probably 3 ways in my life. You know, you have people that you kind of came up with, and it's like they kind of check in on you to kind of see, are you winning? And then they check out. You know, it's like you have people that that get involved in your life, or it's really fucked up. You know, you have people that have a problem with you doing well. Or they don't have a problem with you doing well, but they have a problem with you doing better than them. It's like, I want to see you do great, but I don't want to see you do better than me. Mm-hmm. And they don't say it, but it shows. It shows in their character. It shows in their actions. It shows in their undertones, you know? And it's like, I fucking hate it. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of, and it's interesting because it's like these same people I'm telling you about, they don't come around no more. You know what I'm saying? They only come around when things in their life are not going very well, or if they're having an emergency, if they need money.
Or they need something.
Yeah, if they need money. Or again, they're just checking in to kind of verify whether you're doing good or whether you're doing bad. And if you kind of tell them, yeah, everything's fine, everything's great, you know, I just bought another house, or or this, that, and the other, they check right out. They change the subject.
And I'll holler at you later, man.
Gone. Yeah, exactly. They're gonna change the subject. So, people. This is a public service announcement. If you have somebody that kind of does shit like this, they will change the subject or they're going to get off the phone. You know what I'm saying? They do not want to see you do well. They do not want to see you do well. They do not. I'm going to say this again. They do not want to see you do well. Yeah. And it is just sad. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, I did my first public speaking event yesterday with my lender. Shout out to King James Lending. Shout out to Maggie and James. You guys are amazing. Shout out to Paul Church. Shout out to Richard Bustamante. Shout out to Nathan Haley. You guys are amazing. Amazing group of people. Thank you for having me. I came in and spoke with them yesterday. And these topics all kind of came up. It's interesting. We were kind of talking about, kind of like drawing water from the well. The concept is kind of the same. Everybody has access to the well. You know what I'm saying? You come there, you draw from the well, and you move on. You know what I'm saying? As long as the well don't run dry, then the resources are always going to be there. But it seems like people kind of want to sit there and charge a toll to go to the well. It ain't your well. Yeah. It's a common well. And not everybody, kind of wants you to have access to the well. They feel some kind of way, or they want to kind of run you through a maze to get to the well. Or they try to talk you out of it. There ain't no well. It's a fountain of youth. Ponce de Leon never found it. You know what I'm saying? There is no fountain of youth. It doesn't exist. It's a figment. It's a fiction. It's a fiction. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't exist. So you kind of run into people like that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you're going to run into people like that, throughout life. There's always going to be people that are going to sit there and purposely throw obstacles in your way because they don't want to see you succeed. Yeah. Some people kind of just see that you have it. You know what I'm saying? You ever been around people that just kind of, you've met them and you're like, he's going to be somebody. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They put out that energy in that aura. Yeah. He's going to be somebody. I see it. I know it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you always have that one person who always lands on his feet. You know what I'm saying? The cat that has 9 lives. I would have to kind of say that, I'm not going to say that I'm the cat that has 9 lives, but I would definitely say that, that I am, Andrew Tate said this, he's like, when you do right, you know what I'm saying? I put this on my Facebook. Let me see if I can find it. Cause I don't want to say this wrong. Let me see. 2 seconds, folks.
Like Juvenile, man. I'm about to bounce back. Bounce back.
Yeah. No, I stated this on my Facebook. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I said, if you work your hardest to be honest, loyal to your people, your family, and your cause, you don't lie, cheat, or steal, you are God's favorite. And you'll be surprised the unthinkable that you do and that you continue to do. So to answer all your questions about luck, I don't need luck. Because I am God's favorite and I'll continue to survive, or as you see it, or as the world sees it, I continue to win. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? When you do the right shit and you put that positive energy into the universe and you're always about who you are, you're yourself. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is just be myself. There's no fake in me. You know what I'm saying? You can't buy me. You know what I'm saying? There's just certain things that, that I could just say about myself where I just know I'm different. I'm different. I'm authentic, So, I just kind of stay in my own lane. I do my own thing. I don't compete with other people. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I do what I do is because I don't compete with other people. I stay in my own lane and I mind my own fucking business. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I'm saying? I never claim to be the best at anything. I just do what I do the way that I do it. I'm no fucking angel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's kind of like why I kind of was, I kind of gave them a little bit of friction when they asked me to come and talk, because it's like at the same time, I'm like, look, guys, I'm no example. I'm no angel. I don't know why you even want me here, So, because at the end of the day, the way I do things are very outside the box. They're very unconventional. And a lot of things that I do are frowned upon. It's not socially accepted, The fact that the way I earn money is not socially accepted because, and that's why I don't really talk about it a lot. It's like, people that know, what's understood don't need to be explained. Yeah. In the sake of the podcast, I outsmart casinos. That's what I do. I outsmart casinos for money. That's what I do. Yeah. And I take their money and I buy real estate. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And until they ban me or kill me, that's what I'm going to continue to do. Or they put me in that fucking Griffin book, that's what I'm going to continue to do, but, it is what it is, so that's kind of like why I was kind of very leery about coming in and speaking, because it's like, it's like the people that kind of know, they're like, yeah, Dave's a casino guy, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, but I'm no fucking example, So the thing is like when I was around, my parents or my family or my, extended family, I never really came around for the same fucking reasons. is because I've always kind of felt like I was the outsider. I always kind of felt like I was only tolerated.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, you're Danny's brother. You know, I've always kind of felt that way. You know what I'm saying? Always, and I love my brother. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, when you're a kid, you don't really know any different. You know what I'm saying? You don't really kind of know any different when you're an adolescent and when you're, a young adult, junior adult. I don't know how you gauge it, But the thing is like, I just kind of knew that I always felt in my, in my heart, that there had to be more than this. I knew that I always felt that I was different. I never felt accepted, ever, but I knew that I always felt that the world owed me more. You know what I'm saying? As weird as that sounds, I always felt like the world owes me something, and I just don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I've been kind of seeking different paths, in music and in jewelry and in, real estate and here we are back in, entertainment and podcasting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The answer is I don't know. So we'll just kind of see which, you throw a bunch of shit on the wall and we'll just see which one sticks, but I just feel it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. And then on top of that, shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation. So we might be having the opportunity, myself and tswin might be having the opportunity to start calling fights.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dominic Gwynn, trainer at the Charlo gym out here in Sugarland,
Texas.
Shout out to Jamel and Jamal Charlo, champions of the world, amazing fighters. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the near but far future, I'm gonna have the opportunity to train. You know what I'm saying? I made the decision to go ahead and put my boy into Golden Gloves. And I'm like, and I talked to Dom, and Dominic is one of the lead trainers there. And he's like, you ever thought about it? I'm like, hell yeah. And I'm like, because I had a long conversation with him about just life and philosophy, this, that, and the other. And it's just like, I know that my head is right. It's just I want to make sure my hands are right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I want to make sure my boy's hands are right. At the same time, he's young and he's easily influenced. And he's 10 years old. He's 5th grade. And he's a very special child. He's he's a very special kid, and I love him. And I just want to make sure that nobody tries to bully him, and I want to make sure that he knows his worth. So I feel that, so I enrolled him over at the Guitar Center so he can start learning how to play the electric guitar. It's like drums, singing, or guitar. He's like, guitar. I'm like, guitar it is. So I enrolled him in the classes, and I called Dominic up, and I'm like, hey, Dom, I'm like, what do I need to do to get my boy in the class? So he told me everything I need to do. So I'm real happy about that. So I feel really good about that. You know what I'm saying? I feel real happy about getting him into the gym. So, but like I was saying, I don't know what pivot step, where this is going to lead us to, but I feel really excited about, what I feel a shift in the winds, for the both of us. And it's like, it's interesting. Like, we started in entertainment and then we kind of went through different walks of life, military, marriage, entertainment, just real life. And then back to unconventional life all over again. Here we are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And,
we work with our hands.
We don't like your kind. We work with our hands. Tell them the story.
Oh man,
tell them a story about that.
So one time, we went to a military job fair, and there was one table. I forgot the company, but it was like an operator's job, man. A physical job out in the field. And we were talking to the guy that was the recruiter, and the guy while we were putting our name on the list, the guy's like, I don't think you'd be fit for this kind of job because we work with our hands.
We don't like your kind. And I'm just like in shock that this dude, I'm like, did this dude really just fucking say this to me?
Yeah.
He's like, we don't like your kind. We work with our hands. Yeah. I'm like, wow.
And that ties into tonight's topic of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
people making assumptions on you.
Yeah.
Having a perception of you the first time they initially meet you.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm just like, bro, I'm like, it's like, it was funny. I had this conversation like while I was doing my my spiel, over at, when I was doing my public speaking. And I'm like, it's interesting. It's like, it's never the first impression with me. It's always the second, with me, it's always a second impression because I feel that I'm never given my fair shake. It's like people don't really know me or even want to know me. That's really kind of what it is, because it's like what you see on the surface is not what it is on the inside. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. I'm ostentatious and I'm very flashy, period. And I'm very outspoken and I don't hold my tongue. I have no filter. I'm sorry. I say exactly what I think. But people that truly care about me and love me for these same reasons is because I have no filter and I say exactly what I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold my tongue for fucking nobody. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? And I met complete strangers, and the common denominator that I'm hearing from complete strangers, from people that don't know me, is the first thing they said is, "I'd never thought anything of you."
Wow.
I didn't think anything of you.
So
I
kind of came right out and said,
yeah,
right?
but I respect that. I'm like, okay, I get it, but but as soon as you started talking, I had to find out more about who you were. It's like I could totally relate to you. I knew that you were speaking from your heart, and the key word was authentic. The key word that I've heard from 3 people that I've never met in life is how authentic that you are. It's like, man, dude, it's like, I just love how real you are. You could just tell. It's like, I just know you're not lying. I know you're telling the truth. It's just keywords and things that you said and this, that, and the other. And it's like, look, dude, I'm like, that's all I can do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, with me, it's like, it's like I do what I want the way that I want to do it. And I don't care about the fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I just kind of feel like I just do things from my heart. I do this podcast from my heart. I build my houses from my heart. I do my jewelry from my heart, and I do my music from my heart. I just do everything the way that I see fit. And I don't care if you like it or not. I don't fucking care. I just do it the way that I do it, and that's it. Period.
Winning.
Period. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and hopefully that that resonates to people. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like why, we had this conversation on tswin's show yesterday, and the topic is like, man, do you think we should air this? And I'm like, I thought about it long and hard. I'm like, man, I don't think we need to air this show because it's just so, because it got heated. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about politics and religion. Yeah, but mostly politics. And it's like, I thought about it and I'm like, man, it might make some good shorts, but I don't think it's good to air because it's like, what? It's like, I respectively, have my political beliefs and I'm going to keep them to myself. You know what I'm saying? And, it's interesting. I learned this from Dolly Parton. And, she says, like, what? She's like, I keep my politics and my religion to myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to lose my my audience based off of my political or my religious beliefs. So I just choose to keep that to myself. So we just respectively just decided not to air the show. Because the show got heated. You know what I'm saying? It just did. But I've always kind of getting back to first impressions, second impressions. It was funny. I asked Chat GBT. I went on there. Let's see. It's interesting. I'm going to read this because it says elaborate on why second impressions. It says elaborate on second impressions, and it's interesting. I love the AI. So hold on. I'm going to put this on the screen. Can I do this? Let me see. It's really cool. Hold on. How do I do this? Bottom banner, monitor capture. Okay. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see.
Hold on. Do you see that? Do you see that on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, the saying the second impression is the one that matters, emphasizes the importance of making a positive and lasting impression when meeting someone for the first time. While the first impression may provide some initial insight into a person, it's often based on superficial factors like appearance or initial demeanor that can be influenced by factors such as nerves or stress. In contrast, a second impression is the opportunity to build on or the first impression and showcase one's true character and personality. The second interaction allows for a deeper understanding of someone and their values, as well as the chance to show the consistency and authenticity. Keywords, authenticity. Moreover, first impressions can be wrong or misleading as they often rely on snap judgments and preconceived notions. In contrast, a second impression allows for a more accurate assessment of someone's character, as it allows for a chance to engage in more meaningful interactions and conversations. You feel me?
10-4. Don't always judge a book by its cover.
Exactly. Let me put the screen back. Transition. Bam. Like that? Ain't that cool?
Yeah.
ChatGPT. Shout out to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That shit is really cool. It was very hard for me to set this account up. It was not easy. It was not easy. So let's see. Does it go back live? Hold on. I clicked the button. I hit transition. There you are.
There we
Ain't that cool?
Yeah.
Ain't that cool? So what's your, tswin, so what is your opinion on, have you ever kind of felt like you've gotten a short end of the stick where you met somebody like firsthand and it's like after the fact, later on, after they caught the vapors of you, then they want to know you?
Yeah, man. A lot of time, mostly it's been with females because they thought a certain way by appearance or look or dress. And then after talking to you or seeing like what you do or what kind of personality you have, then they want to change. At first, like down here in Texas, we say high side. They want a high side on you.
Yeah.
And then after they find out who you are and what you're about, now they want to, like I said, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me.
Right.
Yeah.
281-834-8004.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's been the story of my whole life. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's kind of like I'm just so numb to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always kind of felt, like, what's the word?
Man, you got to know who you are and you got to love yourself.
Yeah. So that's kind of like why I'm numb to it now, where it's just like, you know what? I've always been, misunderstood or, what is the word for that shit? When they the underdog,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the thing is like when people kind of look at you that way, where they, there's another word for this. Fuck. What is another word for that? I probably need to type it into Let's go into ChatGPT. New chat. Synonym for, am I logged out? Fuck me. What is the word? What is the word for underdog? There's another word for that. Fuck me. Hold on. Hold on. Another
say, man, the people out there, man,
word.
If they rock with you, they rock with you. If they don't rock with you, fuck them.
Hold on. Here we go.
Yeah.
A synonym for underdog could be long shot, negative, regenerate, response. Hold on. Here we go. Dark horse. This is not. I'll take it, but this
dark horse is pretty good because everybody counting on you to lose.
Yeah.
Nobody's expecting you to win. Nobody expects you to do anything.
Let's see. Hold on. An alternative word for underdog is loser. However, loser can have a negative connotation and may not be appropriate in all contexts. No shit. Other options include dark horse, long shot, or disadvantaged. Okay, I'll take that. Mm-hmm. There's another word for that shit though. What is it called? Like there's another word for fucking underdog. Oh, it's making me crazy. It'll come back to me. But I would just say this for the majority of my life, people always kind of like, just like, they're like, look, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Not you. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a fuck. I've always felt, disadvantaged, you know what I'm saying? Where people just didn't give me the respect that I deserved. I always felt that I had to work harder than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I always felt that I never had the same opportunities. And actually, that's the fucking truth. I've never had the same opportunities as other people. Always had to kind of like outsmart people. You know what I'm saying? I've always kind of had to either beat people at their own game or outsmart them at their own game and make them look stupid. Mm-hmm. And it's just sometimes you just have to be that guy. It's like, all right, fine, whatever. I'll take the shit job or I'll work for free. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like in radio, when I got on with the radio station, they didn't want to fuck with me. So I had to work for them for a year for free. I literally showed up there every day after school and I wouldn't leave there till after like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I worked there every day for a fucking year and I learned everybody's job. And they ended up like, I think after a year they hired me. I was like 15, and when I was 16, they hired me. I was actually like an assistant production director. I was the radio guy doing commercials. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Coca-Cola Classic, blah, 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 blah. That was me, dude. Mm-hmm. That was me, 16 years old.
And we would be in the commercials with him. Yeah. My twin brother.
Yep. Yeah. I call him up. And I'm like, hey, man, you want to do a commercial? Yeah. True story.
Yeah, we listen to ourselves on the radio.
Mm-hmm. But the thing was, I leveraged that position to kind of get me to a better position. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of knew that this was not the hear all buy all, but I kind of had to use that as my in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I use the real estate appraising end for me to kind of get into the investing end. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Even though that was really, kind of considered frowned upon. It's like, well, you're not supposed to be friends with them. You're not supposed to talk with them. Who says that? Who wrote the rule book? You know, I met, the reason why I even got into this is because I met this one gentleman named Ryan, Ryan DiGiovanni. I met this dude, and this dude, like I said, even, I told the story yesterday. And this dude, I was starstruck when I met him, because it's like I've never met somebody who amassed so much wealth at such a young age, and he did it by himself. When I met him, I didn't own anything. I didn't have shit. But he was like, yeah, dude, I have like, I think at the time he had like between 50 to 100 houses. 50 to 100.
Wow. And
I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
How old was he at that time?
I think it was in his, I think we're the same age. I think he's probably in his early 40s. I think he's like about maybe 44. I'm 43. So, and I'm like, I met him about maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I didn't have anything yet. So, and he was like, yeah, dude, it's like, he told me that he just basically bought the dog shit. He bought things that nobody wanted. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I did. I ended up buying dog shit. You know what I'm saying? I bought the stuff that nobody wanted. And I just tried my best to, because at the time I had very limited resources, and nobody would give me a loan, so I was literally like leveraging fucking, casinos to fucking get money to fund these fucking projects. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it worked. You know what I'm saying? For my first 4 projects, the money that I won in casinos, I basically reinvested into these projects. Now, granted, I'm not proud of these projects. My first project, I failed. My second project, I succeeded. My third project, I failed. My fourth project, I succeeded. And so I never, there's no rule book to any of this type of shit. I mean, if you want to aspire in anything, it requires trial and error. It's all trial by fire. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to pivot and make adjustments, and you learn, and you lose, and you have lessons, and you learn, and you lose, and you have lessons, and you lose, 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 and you lose.
And you can't be afraid to
learn.
lose.
Exactly. What you learn from that process is you learn to just believe in yourself. It's like, look, I remember my first lender. I'll never forget this. Shout out to Dustin Hewley. I love you, dude, and I will never forget this conversation. I will never in my life ever forget this conversation. I remember the first guy who actually believed in me and gave me a loan for like maybe $100,000 or something like that. My very first house that I actually got construction funding for. He's like, David, do you believe in your project or do you not? That's what it all boiled down to, because I was kind of going tit for tat with him over bullshit. And people that go tit for tat over the minutia, these are people that don't have experience. At the end of the day, there's a cost in everything. There's a cost of business. And if you're going tit for tat over cost of business instead of losing sight of the big picture here, okay? If you're over here worried about the minutia, that means you don't have the you don't understand the big picture. You don't get it, okay? So at the end of the day, it's like, look, there's a cost of business and there's risk involved in everything. And I remember, I'll never forget this. It's like, David, do you believe in your project or do you not? You know what I'm saying? And that really just resonated with me. And it's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. And I have never looked back after that. I just learned just to believe in myself, and I stopped seeking validation from other people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I used to always seek, validation from my family and from people that had things and people that didn't have things. Mm-hmm. That's the worst shit. You know what I'm saying? I was seeking validation from people that didn't have shit.
Unproven,
you know what I'm saying?
Untested, battle tested.
And that's the fucked up part. The fucked up part is you start to grow out of these people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why am I seeking validation from people that don't want to be nothing? You have people that live their life by design, and you have people that live their life by default. Why, you know what I'm saying? And what ends up happening is in life, you start to have a social divide. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't fuck with you anymore. You wear FUBU Platinum. You're still drinking 40s, homie. You know what I'm saying? I've been gone for 10 years and I come back and you're on the same shit.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Still in the same apartment complex that we grew up in.
Still doing the same shit.
Yeah.
And all I'm trying to do is just get out the hood.
Yeah.
You're embracing the hood. And I'm like, I own the hood. You know, it's like, I'm like, I'm still in the hood, but I own it. You know, you just live there. You know, so it's just like, we just don't have the same philosophy anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that was a very hard pivot for me. You know, it's like realizing that I'm like, man, I can't come back here anymore.
Yeah.
There's nothing here for me. You know, there's nothing here at home anymore. I've grown out of it. I don't really need to, I don't need anybody's permission anymore, you know, and, you know, your failures are not my failures. And that was the hardest pivot ever. That was the hardest pivot ever, is where you know, you have people that want to get in the way of your success because of their past failures. Yeah. You can't do this. You can't do that. No, you can't do this.
Yeah, the naysayers
you can't
the dream
do that.
Killers.
Yeah. No, you can't do this. You can't do that. I've done things, you know, in 3 years that you've never done in your whole life. I've achieved more in, you know, 4 years that you haven't achieved in a lifetime. But the thing is I'm willing to risk it all, you know, because I've only did it in 3 years. So I can only imagine if I lose everything tomorrow, I'm like, all right, yeah, it might take a hit to my ego a little bit, but you can't take back my experience.
At least you tried.
Exactly.
You stepped out and took that risk.
Can't, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what's going on with tswin, you know, he's like, you know what? He's doing the transportation, but you know, he's like, you know what, man? I want to go back to school. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. It's like, you know what? Because can't nobody take your experience from me. If you want to kind of go back to what you're doing, you know how to do it in a better way, more effectively and more efficiently.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? You're already your own boss. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, I respect what you did. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna just kind of take a break for a little bit, and I'm gonna reset and kind of figure out something that's more effective. How can I, you know, effectively make, you know, my time?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So effectively, it's like, yeah, I can do, you know, one piece of single family, or can I do a multifamily? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the multifamily is effectively going to, you know, allow me to make more money with that same allotted amount of time. And my mentors, and, you know, shout out to Chris Hadley. Shout out to Chris Hadley. Had a really great conversation with him. And he's like, David, when you're ready to talk about commercial real estate, I am here for you. You know what I'm saying? Because he was telling me about triple net. He's like, look, I know that I love what he said. His exact words is, I see the dog you have in you. He's like, I see it. He's like, I see how aggressive you are about the things that you want, and I see the dog that you have in you. So I can imagine when you are ready for commercial real estate, how well you will do, because I see how well you're doing in residential. But once you kind of decide to kind of take the plunge to the next chapter in your life, when you start dealing with, singular millions to multi-millions, tens of millions of dollar projects, you will, with the same amount of time that you were investing, you know, in these little single families, you're going to make 10-fold or 20-fold or 50-fold of what you were used to making with these little winning, with these single families. You're just applying this new knowledge that you have just on a grander scale.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And the sad part is the people that are out there in the hood don't want to see that. The people that call you, that are checking on you, I'm just checking to see if you're winning. Yeah. Oh, you own Kroger now? Oh, shit. All right, I'll talk to you in 6 years. You know?
Hey, you own the block?
Oh, you own Kroger? You own CVS? God damn. You know, it's just like, you know, it's like, yeah, dude. So the main thing is, like, so the moral of the story is you got to know when your relationship with whomever or whatever is expired. That label is expired, or the milk's gone bad. You know what I'm saying? When you drink the milk and the shit is sour, you know, it's like, God damn, bro, I tried, man. I'm drinking this shit, man. The shit is terrible. I giving you a chance, but the shit is fucking sour. We're past it. We're past our expiration date.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happens in relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Relationships
have expiration dates. But the thing is, it's like, sometimes you can't look at it in the wrong. Some people kind of look at that in the wrong way. It's like, well, I wasted my time and, with this person. Like, nah, you really didn't. Every people have seasons. You know what I'm saying? And I say this, everything happens for a reason and it happens in seasons. Everything, I'm going to say this again, everything happens for reasons and everything happens in seasons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and every loss is a lesson.
Yeah. But you have seasons, where you go through certain things that are very relevant, that are transparent, and you're like, okay, duly noted. You know what I'm saying? So for example, it's like I met this one investor this morning. I met her at the function, and she was telling me that she was having some problems, and she asked me, "He's like, can you please come out to my property and come and speak, and put your eyes on it?" And I'm like, okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of saw, it just seemed very serious that whatever she was going through. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go see what you got going on. So she showed me everything that was going on, and the thing is, you could always learn something from somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I actually learned something very critical, things that I should have known that I didn't know, regarding, public works. And she taught me a very valuable lesson about, the way that public works does things with water. And I'm like, really? No shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, okay. I actually learned something very critical that I could apply towards myself from this other investor. So there's always room for growth. You know what I'm saying? And so the main thing is you never want to kind of go into anything arrogant. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's always room for growth, and there's always room to kind of take on, new people, and you always do things with the best energy, because you never know how this person can improve your life. You know what I'm saying? So the main thing is like everybody's earned a seat at the table. When you have a circle of, you always want to kind of be around circle of champions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to be in a circle of champions. Do you see what I'm saying? And everybody's earned a right to sit at the table. So whether you're the lowest man on the totem pole or you're at the top of the food chain, everybody's earned a right to sit at that table. You see what I'm saying? And the most important thing is when you actually are around, a circumference of winners, you will not lose.
Yeah.
You will only learn. You know what I'm saying? It's the people you grow out of don't deserve to be at that table just because I fucked with you for so long. Just because I fuck with you doesn't mean you deserve to sit at my table because you didn't put the work in.
Exactly. Or even because I'm related to you.
Because I'm related to you. Just because I'm related to you doesn't mean that you've earned a right to sit at my table. Do you see what I'm saying? Those are expired relationships. Yeah. Or those are, there's that's a line in the sand. And sometimes you got to draw that line in the sand. Just because I'm related to you or just because I fuck with you doesn't mean that I eat with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Can do business or you good
exactly.
for business.
And not all, and the worst business is business with friends. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's square business and it's all up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Business with friends, business with families, because family gonna think that they ain't got to pay you back. They ain't got to do nothing.
Yeah. Just keep I would just say this. If you do business with friends, keep the shit square. Pay it all up front. Write up a contract. Or, like what my brother told me. My brother told me, if you ever do business with somebody and they're not willing to put your name on the business, on the LLC, or on the trust, or on the documents, then it ain't good business.
Exactly.
He's like, I know you mean well. He's like, I know your heart is well. But is your name on the business plan?
Yeah.
Is your name on those LLC documents? Or is your name on that S-Corp documents? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That is very fucking telling. If somebody believes in you and they believe to the point, if they believe in you to the point where they're going to put your name on it, then that's a good look.
Yeah.
But not, I'm going to fuck with you and I'm going to look out for you later.
Yeah, because they're going to take the shit and run.
Exactly. Because you have no stake in anything because your name is on what? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. You always got to look out for number one. You know what I'm saying? And you always got to look out for number one. You always got to make sure that your business is square business. But yeah, I mean, I would just kind of say that, the kind of feeling like, I'm trying to elaborate this well is, you always want to, sometimes it's always good to be the underdog. It's always good to be underestimated. That's the word.
Yeah.
It's sometimes when you're that loud person in the room, you want people to think you're a clown. You know what I'm saying? You want people to think you're a clown. Sometimes when we do this shit on purpose, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's kind of cool to be flashy because you want people to think negative of you. You want people to, you know, to underestimate you. So when you shine so much harder. Do you kind of see what I'm saying? Where it's like, wow, this dude's really a genius. It's kind of like, you know, like Kanye West. You know, he's very loud and he's very outspoken, but he's a genius.
He's very strategic.
You see what I'm saying? There's a strategy to what people do.
There's a method to his madness.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, look, let me cook. You know what I'm saying? It's like, shut the fuck up, get out of my kitchen and let me cook. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I'm doing what I'm doing, whenever I'm in the zone because that's what I do and that's what I do best. You know what I'm saying? And people that from the outside, I'm like, I just can't hear you. You know, I don't hear you. I'm up here. You're down here. I can't listen to you. All I hear is wah 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 wah. I hear nothing.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I hear. You know what I'm saying? And it's very applicable even like in every fiber of my being. I refuse to be something that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I am not a sellout. I refuse to be something that I am not. This is who I am. If you don't like it, fuck off. Period. Either you love me or you hate me. Period. There is no in between. Either you love me for being myself or you're going to hate me for being myself, but nothing's going to change me for being, you know, identifying, you know, who I am as a person. I love myself. I love my energy, and I'm trying to share it with the world. And I'm being very authentic with the world. You know what I'm saying? As everybody else is telling me to my face, you're very authentic. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? You know, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for recognizing that, because that's all I can be. There's nothing fake about me.
Yeah.
You know? And so the interesting thing is you have people that don't want to see you do well that will say that you're fake. They don't want to see you do well. They say they're the ones that are talking behind your back saying that you're fucking fake. Oh, well, you know, his jewelry's fake or his car's fake. He doesn't own them houses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's from the projects. Oh, I went to school with him. Oh, yeah. He was chasing after that bitch back in high school. I'm like, and what are you doing now? You know?
Yep.
Yeah. But expired relationships can be with family. You know, it's sad. Like the biggest naysayer, the biggest person to underestimate you is your family. Mm-hmm. Blood don't make you family. Loyalty does. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say this again. Blood don't make you family. Loyalty does. The people that are loyal to you are your family. Mm-hmm. You know, and sometimes your family don't want to see you do better than them.
Yep.
And sometimes indirectly.
Because they have this image of you of what you used to be. Well, and they don't want to picture you as anything else.
They want to marginalize you as a child. They marginalize you as junior or, stanky booty or whatever it is. They want to keep, the kid that used to pick his boogers or whatever it is. Whatever it is they see you as, they're always going to see you as a subordinate or beneath them.
Or like the famous scene in the 5 Heartbeats.
Yeah.
I ain't shit, so you ain't going to be shit.
Yeah. 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 And misery loves company.
Yeah.
Misery. Yeah. Misery loves the company. You know. Yeah. This portion of the King David Super Show is brought to you in part by Diet Dr. Pepper when you just need more. You can check us out on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SiriusXM, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, Audible. Ask Alexa. She's there. She'll find us. Radio Public, Castbox, and iHeartRadio. Dude, we're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. 21 countries actually right now. Actually, you know what? Let me verify.
And while you're at it, if you like what you're hearing, man, hit that like button.
Hit the like button, fool.
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on.
Make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell, man.
Yeah. And actually, if you want to go ahead and text us, go and send us a chat.
And while you're at it too, man, hey, check out the tswin Transportation Music album out now.
T-Swizzle.
Yeah, check me out, bro.
Spread the word. Spread the word. Check us out. All right. Damn. Damn. Okay. All right. So as of right now, I'm doing our analytics. Damn. Average. Okay. Our average play is 41 episodes. So the average listener who watches our show, or at least on Spotify, watches 41 episodes. Let's see our audience. Let's see. Damn, 40 for this is amazing. This is amazing. Okay. This is our numbers right now. Our numbers right now is 40% Spotify, 23% web browser, 7% Apple Podcasts, 4.5% Pandora, 4% Amazon Music, 4% Amazon Alexa, and 20% other. So, because I've been trying to get our podcasts on in India and in Germany on their platform. So right now, 70. Okay, we're in the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Israel, the Philippines, Thailand, Germany, United Arab Emirates, France, Denmark, Ireland, Malawi, Spain, South Africa, Vietnam, the Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, Australia, Colombia, Poland, India, and Ghana. Welcome, Africa.
Put some respect on my name.
Welcome, Ghana.
You understand me?
Thank you.
When y'all
Thank
say
you.
my
Thank
name,
you
put
for
some
your
respect
support.
on it. Nigga, when my name.
Yeah, Ghana. How you like that? That's 22 countries, bro.
Yeah.
20. Remember, I told you I got us on that new server. That's India, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I kind of had a feeling. I'm like, man, let me try to start marketing in Germany and India.
Yeah, and their economy is booming, man. It's on the
Yeah.
rise.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what the largest server for Africa. I'm trying to get us on in Africa. So Ghana's definitely a good start. I think Ghana, Nigeria, the Ivory Coast, what is it? South Africa?
South Africa, yeah.
Egypt, was it Eritrea and Ethiopia? I'm trying to focus on those areas. And hopefully if things go well, man, we'll just take a trip.
Oh, yeah.
Passport. Passport.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fly boys.
Fly boy. Yes, sir. Oh, man. So, what's been going on in your world, bro? Besides that, what's been going on besides school? What's been going on with you?
Man, family. You know what I'm saying?
How you girls?
Man, my girls are good. Shoot. One's in college right now, junior at USM. One's getting ready for college. She graduated high school early. She's working on getting ready for college. Hopefully here in Texas. She'll be close to dad.
Yeah.
My baby girl's gearing up for high school. And, of course, if y'all don't know, my nickname is Paw Paw T. I'm also a grandfather.
Nice.
So, yeah.
How's that feel?
Oh, man, it's cool, man. It's cool. A lot of people don't think I'm one, but, man, it's cool, man. And
How old's your grandkid?
Man, she's 7 years old, man. When she come up and give me a hug and she call me that, man, make my heart warm.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
And man, you a Paw Paw? Yeah. Yeah, I am a Paw Paw and would.
That's cool. That's cool. So, so what is your daughter coming to? What school in Texas she come?
She wants to come to TSU, man.
Nice. So you were talking about a program, I think that you could exercise, I guess, where she can come to college for free.
For veterans, man, for Texas veterans, man, with honorable discharge, residents of Texas. Texas has the Hazelwood Act. The state of Texas will pay for 4 years of college for any university in Texas, as long as you've been accepted.
Now, is that transferable to? So how does that work? Is that only one child or all of them? Or how does that work?
With that, you can use it for yourself, the military veteran, or you can transfer it to dependents. You can transfer it to your child. If you have more than one, you can split it in half.
So what is the difference between the Hazelwood Act and the post 9/11 GI Bill? What is the difference between the two?
Let's see. GI Bill, they'll pay you. You will receive BAH. You can receive basic allowance for housing while you're going to school. You know,
so you're being paid basically to go back to college. You're actually being paid to go to school.
They'll give you money to help cover your bills while you're attending school.
So the Hazelwood Act does not do that. It just covers your classes and your books, or does it just cover your classes?
It covers your tuition, man, everything. Staying on campus or not, it covers all that.
Nice. So I have a question. If you're staying on campus, does that cover your food, kind of like comrades?
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, that's included in your tuition.
Very cool. So is it capped at a certain limit though? So say if I have I have twins, I have two boys, and I decide not to use my Hazelwood, and I want to give it to my sons.
You can split it in two. It only covers 4 years of college.
So it
would be two.
Two and
first
two?
2 years. The first 2 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So they would have to try to get like Pell grants or grant money while they're doing the first two, so that when they declare their major, they can try to get that done.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned something I thought that was really cool. So I didn't realize it's because I'm kind of college stupid. So please elaborate in greater detail about grants and their expiration and when you could do them. Because I was always under the impression whenever you're applying for a grant, it's upon application. I didn't realize that you can continue to do this in lieu of like year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm not well knowledge
you
on
mentioned
that. I have a daughter.
You mentioned something that to me, like where she was, your daughter was continuing to get grants.
Oh, I was talking about, and also scholarships. She was applying for scholarships. A lot of people think that scholarships are an initial thing to get into college,
right?
But you can continuously apply for different scholarships while you're in school. And my other daughter that's in USM, college is very expensive, man. I was paying $2,200 a month when she started, but she was getting these scholarships. She was applying to these scholarships when she was going, and it brought the cost down to like $180 something a month.
Yeah,
because she was doing applying for these scholarships, man. Writing these, some of them only required her to do an essay, and that was it. And it knocked that $2,200 a month down to $180. And like, man, and she's on it. She's on it. She makes good grades, very good grades. She has a job while she's going to college.
What does she do?
Right now she's going to school for psychology.
Nice.
She works part-time in that field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then she also has a fast food job that, she makes money on the side too.
Nice. Now, is it a paid internship or is it like on?
Oh yeah, man. She get paid to do it. She get paid while she's getting experience and working. She's worked with children and she's worked with adults, like at a psych ward, bro.
This is social work, right?
That's my oldest daughter.
So has she told you any crazy stories about like things that goes on?
Because when she first got there and when she started off working with children and then they moved her to like the psych thing, and I was so worried because it was nighttime too, and I was like, man, it's crazy people there.
Yeah,
but no issues, man.
I used to date this psychotherapist, and she worked at the jail. I've dated three. It's funny. I've dated 3 psychotherapists. Three. I don't know what it is, but the funny thing is, I always beef out with all of them every time. I always get into it with them.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's like I kind of feel. You know what it was? I'm being honest with you. I kind of had like the inferior. I used to kind of feel inferior to them at the time. I always kind of felt like I had to like be smarter than them in my own little way. So it was like I'm always trying to like pick fights with them and shit. Like I'm gonna pick a psychological fight with you, and I knew how to push your fucking buttons.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you fucking know everything. Then psychologize this, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, and we ended up getting into it, and she's like, you got something you want to say to me? I'm like, well, so I don't know. It's just I always kind of felt some kind of, and I'm not proud of this. Okay, so. Before, and these are kind of things that I've addressed with myself. I used to always kind of feel inferior that I had to kind of be better than whoever, you know what I'm saying? Because I never achieved scholastically. I never like on paper, achieved anything that was great. You know what I'm saying? I was a fucking C student. I had a scholarship. I let the scholarship go because they tried to put me in some stupid classes they didn't want to give me credit for. I'm like, man, fuck this. So I quit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I kind of saw the to me, it's college to me, at least in my experience, it just felt like fuckery. I just kind of felt like I was being set up I was paying all this money and I really had nothing to show for it. That's how I felt. So I dropped out. And then after I dropped out, I took a year, what do you call it? A gap year or whatever you want to call it, to kind of reflect on it. And of course that just went nowhere. And I ended up joining the Navy shortly after, which was the greatest decision ever made. I wouldn't take it back for the world. But I've always, when I was younger, I always felt inferior, you know what I'm saying? Because of course, again, when I grew up, I always felt inferior. You know what I'm saying? The problem was, it's interesting. I'm writing this actually in my book. Hold on, I actually read this. This is interesting. It's actually a chapter in the King. What's it called? My book. It's my autobiography. It's called God, Why Are You Punishing Me? The Autobiography of the King. And that's book one. Book two is The Last American Hustler. But it's the same story. But I wrote in my book, in one of my chapters, it's like the people that tell you they love you the most are the first to lie to you and betray you.
I would say that is true.
So I wrote, this is actually a chapter in my book. It's like, it's understandable to feel hurt and betrayed when someone you love lies to you and betrays you, but it's important to remember that not all the individuals are the same and not everyone will behave in the same way. It's important to recognize that trust is earned through consistent behavior over time. While some people may betray your trust or lie to you, there are also many individuals who will be honest, reliable, and supportive. It's important to approach new relationships with an open mind and not give people the benefit of the doubt, and to give the people the benefit of the doubt until they give you a reason to distrust them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I was always this broken person. You know what I'm saying? And that's why most of my relationships when I was younger, they all failed. They all failed because I was the broken person. You can't be the broken person and try to be with somebody who's healthy, especially a fucking psychotherapist. You know what I'm saying? They see that you're broken. They're like, oh, you're broken. But then again, you know what's weird? Most people that are doctors like that, they love what's called damaged birds. You know what I'm saying? They love the damaged ones because they want to fix them.
Yeah.
They want to fix them. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it always backfires because I felt like Frankenstein. It's like I'm that fucking shit that failed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, you can't fix me because I couldn't I had to learn to fix myself. You know? And, it took me years and years and years of like just kind of self-therapy to kind of like learn my worth, you know what I'm saying? And stop seeking validation. And that's what it was.
Yeah.
I kind of felt just because you had a piece of paper behind your name that I needed your validation, that I could sit at your table. Make sense? Sound familiar? You know what I'm saying? I felt that, if I had, the same thing that you had, or I had the same credential that you had, that I could sit at your table. I don't need anybody's fucking credential anymore.
Or just trying to feel acceptance.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, my whole life, I always felt like I was not accepted. You know what I'm saying? I never felt equal to anybody because I was always treated a certain kind of way. I was always treated like the stepchild. I was always treated like, you don't belong here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I always kind of felt like I was treated like a fucking clown. Make sense? So when people are always treating you like a clown, you start to believe it. You know what I'm saying? And then for the longest time, I'm like, you know what? I kind of accepted my makeup. I accepted my nose and I accepted my afro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, if you're gonna treat me like a clown, I'm gonna be a clown, but I'm gonna beat you at your own game. I'm gonna be that guy that you're gonna underestimate, and I'm gonna beat you at your own game, being the fucking clown. Make sense? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of so instead of me kind of fighting it, I embraced it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need your fucking stupid piece of paper because last time I showed a payroll check, it's like, like I said before, I'm like, I showed a buddy of mine a payroll check and he's like, well, you're not smart. You don't have a degree in this, that, and the other. I'm like, well, you seek validation in that fucking stupid ass piece of paper. And my validation is in that payroll check that I just showed you.
You know, one thing, man, this is my observation of people, man. Like people, like you say, they put their limits on other people. Everybody has a purpose. And everybody excels at something.
Right.
Everybody has a gift.
And some people just excel better at things than others.
Exactly.
They learn
so
things
you
faster.
might be good at this, but this person might be exceptionally good at this other thing.
You just have people that are the key word. You said the fucking magic word. People, you just have people that are just exceptional. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what it is that they do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, and I'm gonna have to kind of give you your flowers here, bro. You are an exceptional individual, tswin. Everything that you've ever involved yourself in, you've always exceeded to the max. You know what I'm saying? You learned everything there was to learn about the record industry. You learned about publishing. You learned about, LLCs, S corps, this, that, and the other. You learned about the transportation business. You know what I'm saying? You did everything. You know what I'm saying? When
Thank
you're in the
you, brother.
military, when you're in the military, you were the best at your craft. You know what I'm saying? You excelled. You P&A'd all your exams, this, that, and the other. It's just, you just kind of realize that it just wasn't for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm at to give that to you.
Thank you,
You know what I'm
brother.
saying?
Likewise, man.
So it's
Likewise, bro.
but the thing is, it's like you just have people that are just exceptional, that just want more out of life. They don't want the fucking bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Just because I tried something and I failed, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna quit.
And yeah, I'm not done. It ain't over.
It ain't over till I say it's over. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't gonna talk about this topic, but I'm gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about gambling and we're gonna talk about addictions. Okay? There was a There was a big misconception on who I am as a person, on what I do and how I fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? So people would always have something to fucking say about you when you win, you lose, and you win and you lose, and you win and you lose. Okay? In your professional experience, since you've been kind of like, I would say, observing my behavior at a casino, what is your observation in the last, say, 4 weeks?
Brother got it figured out, man. He has his own formula. As long as he sticks to it, I'm gonna do it.
Winning.
So,
There we go.
For the last 7 years of my life, I've discovered a niche. You know what I'm saying? A niche, and shout out to Dana fucking White. You know what I'm saying? Man, if he got the sound effects, shout out to Dana White. Give that man a shout out. Shout out to Dana White. I've been reading about him, the old Dana White, but the pre-UFC Dana White. Him and I are very, very, very common. Okay, his philosophy is this: you go into a casino, he's like, I'm not here for your fucking drinks. I'm not here for your hotels. I'm not here for fun. I'm here to fucking win. Period. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, the reason why the casinos don't like me is because they don't like how I play. And it was funny because I thought I was the only one. I go there, I have a magic number in my mind. I hit that number and I do what? I'm gone.
Bounce.
I'm gone. I ain't here to fucking drink your liquor. I'm not here to have fun. I'm here to work. This is a job for me. Okay? So people have this misconception that, people that do what I do, they have gambling problems. They have an addiction. Negative. There's a difference between addictions and people solving algorithmic problems.
Mm-hmm.
There is a difference between people that have addictions that fill voids. Okay? You have people that drink alcohol. You have people that have sex. You have people that use drugs, because they don't want to think, they don't want to feel, because they're escaping something. They're escaping a reality that they don't want to live in. Me, on the other hand, I have a will to survive. Okay? I do this for survival. Okay? And if you have something negative to say about it, get on the fucking table and do it yourself and see how well you do. You know what I'm saying? If you have something negative to say, or if you think you can do better than me, then get on the fucking table and do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let's see who wins. So I figured out an algorithm that works. Okay? I figured out a way where it's like, you know what? I can survive off of this and have a pretty decent life. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So what I've learned over the last 7 years of this shit that I've been doing, is I've learned while I was losing that these motherfuckers are cheating me. I learned that these motherfuckers have an unfair advantage. And when you start losing enough times, as long as you're paying attention, you're going to start to see certain patterns.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to start seeing certain patterns in how to pivot and make adjustments. You understand what I'm saying? The same concept in life. When life is not treating you well, are you going to continue to take the fucking lumps, or are you going to pivot and make adjustments?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of see what I'm saying? Yes. You have to learn how to pivot and make adjustments, and you learn to do that for what? To survive. Do you see what I'm saying? So the concept is the same. I do not have a fucking gambling problem, people, because if I had a gambling problem, I'd be what? I'd be broke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'd be broke. You know what I'm saying? So, you can say whatever the fuck it is you want to say, and you can judge me any way that you want, but you know what? You could judge me to the fucking bank. Period. I live my life by design. You live your life by default. So I do what I mean, I don't even have a real job anymore. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I live my life. I do what I do.
Way outside the box.
I do what I do. I live my life outside the box, and I take care of my family, and I can sleep with myself at night. You know, I feed families. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, again, that's why I'm God's favorite. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I just outsmart people. I outsmart thieves. That's what I do. I outsmart fucking thieves. You know, like Robin fucking Hood. You know, I rob from the rich and I give to the poor. You know, I rob from the rich and I give to myself and I give to the poor. That's what I do. I'm fucking Robin Hood. You know, so that's just the way that I see it. You know, and until things change, nothing's gonna change in my world. As long as there's a fucking casino, I can survive. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about me. I worry about my parents. You know, I do this for my parents. I do this for my grandmother, my mom, my aunt. You know, I do this for you. You know, and you know, if anybody has something negative to say, really, with all due respect, kiss the crack of my ass.
You know what it is, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is. People hate because they're going to a job, taking orders, and putting in all this time.
Yeah.
And what you're doing, you're going and winning their year's salary
In a week,
or their monthly or weekly salary in a matter of minutes.
yeah.
On an hour.
On average, I'm not even This is no exaggeration. And I'm on the record when I say this. This is no exaggeration. I make people's monthly salaries in about 12 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Between 12 and 30 minutes, I'll make somebody's monthly salary.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is like, I don't even look at money the same anymore. I just look at money as a utility.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to make more than what I feel is necessary, because if you start doing things for all the wrong reasons, bad shit happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I do things to survive, to kind of just cover my costs. You know, if I'm comfortable, I can take care of people, take care of the families that I support, and I'm okay with that.
And you can move how you want to move.
Exactly. I can pivot. I can do it what I need to do as I see fit. You know, period. You know, and even this lifestyle has caused relationships in my world to expire, because it's like people either don't get it, they don't want to get it, or they don't, or it's like they're jealous. You know, it's like they don't want to see it, or they have something negative to say. But the reality of it is the reality is not an option. The reality ain't an option, because I take a picture of my chips and I post them. You know what I'm saying? The chips are real. Chips ahoy. You know what I'm saying? Chips ahoy.
Exactly.
The chips are real, motherfucker. You know, and I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a means for survival until something better comes along. And if God says the same, God's going to give me something better. You know what I'm saying? God's going to give me something that's healthy. You know, I want to be able to inspire people. I want to be able to inspire people to be great. You know what I'm saying? That's why we do this. You know, I want people to, enjoy our show. And it's like, you know what, man, I've become something greater in life because you inspired me to step outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I invest in myself, or I gambled on myself. There's nothing wrong in gambling on yourself, people.
Yeah.
What I have learned, okay, the moral of the story here is what I have learned by gambling, okay, is I learned to believe in myself. I learned to take chances, and I don't look back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I might be betting the farm, or I might be betting your salary, on this one bet, you know what I'm saying? And it's 50-50. Either it hits or it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can live with that. But when I borrow somebody's money and I invest in an idea, and I invest in improving something that I see that is amazing, you know what I'm saying? I don't look back. I don't think twice, and I don't seek validation. And I'll plant palm trees, and I'll paint that bitch crazy as fuck. But that's my style.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I do things the way that I see fit. All my houses are crazy. They're amazing. You know what I'm saying? They're all works of art in their own way. And all I want to do in my other houses is I want to improve them and make them better. And I want to one up my last job with my new job. I want to make that one even better, and then even better, and so on and so forth. And that's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm going to continue to do until God gives me something greater. He gives me a greater task where it's like, you know what? I think it's time for you to graduate to the next chapter in your life. And speaking of chapters,
Yes, sir.
the biggest divide that, that I've always dealt with, is you have people that want to compare their chapter 4 to your chapter 12. Okay. You can't compare your chapter 4 to my chapter 12. I've already lived that life.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You're not even there yet. So it's like, there's no need to feel that you have to compete with me. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking ask. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, if you don't have the attraction, or if you don't have the knowledge, or you don't have the wisdom, all you got to do is pick up the phone and fucking call me. You don't have to fucking hate on me. You know what I'm saying? I'll answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not an asshole. You know what I'm saying? Pick up the fucking phone and call me and say, but be humble and just say, hey, bro, I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I fucked up. I need your help. That's all I ask for. Just all I ask for is give me the respect that I fucking deserve. Give me the respect that I've earned. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I'm in chapter 12 and you're in chapter 4. When you get to chapter 12, you'll have people calling you, asking you for help, or giving you the respect that you deserve, giving you your stripes,
Mm-hmm.
Put some respect on my name. You know what I'm saying? Because I earned
Put some
it.
respect on my name.
Because I fucking earned it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about ego. It's not about any of that shit. It's just the fact that I've earned the right to sit at this table. And eventually, when you get to chapter 9, 10, 11, and 12, you'll be able to sit at that table too. You know what I'm saying? But there's a time and there's a place for everything. And I'm a firm believer that, God will put the right people in your life at the right time whenever you're ready. Whenever you are philosophically ready. Not when you think you're ready. It's when he's ready.
Man, you got to put the work in. You got to take them steps, man.
And there's no shortcuts in this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could try and circumvent and do things, but you're going to run into bumps in the road because you ain't ready yet. And there's a lot of things that I thought that I was ready for that I was not ready for. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that I thought that I was ready for that if I would have took so-and-so's money, if I would have took, for example, like, in the very beginning, I had a lot of resentment towards, my brother, in the very beginning of this shit. Cause he told me, he's like, man, you do 4 houses by yourself. I'm going to help you. But you know what? If I would have took his money in the very beginning, I would not be where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So for the longest time, I kind of resented him because I felt like he kind of shitted on me. He didn't want to help me. When I achieved it, because he set a parameters like, look, you do 4 houses. Now, if you do the 4 houses, I'm gonna take care of you from now. You'll never have to borrow money from anybody. And then it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And for the longest, I kind of felt some kind of way. I was all in my feelings. But you know what, though? That was the greatest decision, that was the greatest lesson or event that God put in place to make me learn my worth, to not seek this. Because the thing was, it's like I used to always seek my brother's validation. You know what I'm saying? I used to always kind of feel like, I needed his approval for everything. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with seeking your brother's approval. You know what I'm saying? But when that's the hear all buy all and you don't have value in yourself because you need his approval, then you're broken. You know what I'm saying? And I can admit this. I was a very broken person. You know what I'm saying? Because I always felt that, I always felt like he was always better at me and everything. And my parents played favorites. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of divided us. You know what I'm saying? Because they played favorites. So they made me, they kind of indirectly made me not love him. Or I loved him, but they made me not, they just kind of made me feel like I was not on his level. And that's the worst shit you could ever do with fucking children. The worst shit you could ever do with fucking kids is play favorites. You don't do that shit. Because then they grow up hating each other and they don't even know why they hate each other. You know what I'm saying? So it took me years to get past that shit. You know what I'm saying? And Danny, I fucking love you. I fucking love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I know you mean well. But, I got this. I got the training wheels off and I got this under control. You know what I'm saying? And if you decide, later on in life that, you want to do what you do, we're good. But if you don't, I still love you. And I'm not going to hold nothing against you. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing, the best experience is learning everything on your own, the hard way, on your time, at your pace, at God's pace. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned, and I made a lot of, and say, I admit I done some dumb shit, and I probably go do some more. You know what I'm saying?
Hold it against me.
Exactly. And trust me, I done did some dumb shit. You didn't name it. I've had all kinds of, real dumb shit.
Grain in the goody mile.
Yeah. But I've done a lot of dumb shit, and everybody's gonna go through this. But you're not gonna learn unless you go through these types of things. You cannot have somebody coddle you to the finish line. You gotta have that dog in you.
Yeah.
You gotta have that dog in you. You know what I'm saying? When you lose and you lose and you lose and you're just taking those punches and you're taking those punches, but you get up and you don't quit. Ain't no pussy in my blood. You know what I'm saying? I say this at the blackjack table. Ain't no pussies at this table. Ain't no pussies at this table. And I mean that. And I mean that. And I mean that at the table that I sit at now. Ain't no pussies at this fucking table. I ain't afraid to lose everything that I have because I believe in myself. And anybody who sits at my table ain't gonna fucking fry. Not at my table. Ain't nobody who's earned the right to sit at my table. I ain't gonna let you fry. That ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I see the dues that you paid. Knights of the Round Table. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's a champion at my table. Everybody who's earned the right to sit at my table is a fucking champion. And anybody who has earned the right to be a champion will never fail at my table. I won't allow it. You see what I'm saying? Because loyalty is what makes you family. Blood don't make you family. Loyalty does. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to conclude the show on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I hope this resonates. You got some music for us?
Man, I wish I had it set up, bro.
You do. You got a beat. You do. You got some beats. Actually, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
What you
yes,
got there, bro?
yes, we do.
You can tap into
Yes, we
transportation
do.
music.
Stand by, sir. Yes, we do.
Now, when it comes to my kids, he mentioned favorites.
Yeah.
My kids asked me, did I have a favorite? And I told them, yeah. I got 4 daughters.
All of you.
And I said, I love all of y'all. But my baby girl is my favorite.
Oh, shit.
And the reason why is because...
She's the last?
Nah. Because she calls me the most. She checks up on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Say, hey, Dad, how you doing? How's your day going? You know? Calls me on the regular. Not because she needs something or she wants something.
Yeah.
Just calls me on the regular.
Let me see. Let me make sure.
The other ones tend to call when they need something. But that baby girl, hey, Dad, how you doing? Love you. How you doing? How was your day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I love all y'all. That's my favorite.
What song you want to hear? I'm on the Reloaded album or Transportation Music album. Which one you want?
Man. Oh, shit.
Is
man, let's get into these streets, man.
All right, these streets.
West Coast style.
Okay. Hold up. Please work. Please work. It works.
Hey. Yeah. My own genre of music, man. Transportation music. First of its kind.
Are we good? Volume good?
You can find me in the streets.
Is the volume good?
Turn up just a little bit.
I be in these streets.
Hey. Coast to coast. You know what I'm saying?
Stumping with my chucks on, trying to get my bucks on. Name on my hoodie, bumping oldies, but they goodies in the stands like a bully. I'm the big dog. If you ain't rocking with me, then forget y'all. Dodging all the pitfalls and booby traps, the coolest cat. Riding in the cargo van, up and down your Google Maps. Double tap, double tape, grind till you elevate. Give thanks and celebrate. The neighbors think I'm selling weight. Yeah, I had to set them straight. Tswin the pioneer, money in the van. I want the biggest piece of pie in here. Homie, I ain't dying here. You know what I'm supplying here? A breath of fresh air and a way to get by in here. This maze we call life. One wall after another. We all going through it. Show some love to your brother. X marks the spot and the X for expediter. While I'm listening to some Pac, my ambitions as a rider. West side, east side, north side, south side, even mouths wide. You can find me in the streets. 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 Rosecrans, Beach Street, MLK, any day. What I say, you can find me in the streets. 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 Hey, I'm from that H-Town, homie, I be coming down. I be in these streets, I'll be coming round. Hey, I know you seen the picture, give me the crown. We ain't rolling, getting paid money by the pound. Quit my day job later, y'all, and they figured he wouldn't do nothing nice. Chicago Ice couldn't get rid of me. Deposits got me smiling at the Wells Fargo. I just got me a low, I'm coming with the cargo to a hood near you. Say, Tony, we hear you. I can't look back. The van didn't come with a rear view. Making something for the drivers to ride to and vibe to, and add a little fuel to that fire inside you. I slide through and glide through the city, riding like a boss in my F-250. Gotta stay focused on my plan of success, with the world on my shoulders and my brand on my chest. Hey, west side, east side, north side, south side, even mouths wide. You can find me in the streets. 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 Rosecrans, Peachtree, MLK, any day. What I say, you can find me in the streets. You can find me in the streets. You can find me in the streets. You can find me in the streets.
Hey, 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 hey.
We out here.
Hey, 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 hey. What?
Hey.
What? Any shout outs?
Man, shout out to everybody out there rocking with the King's Thought of the Day podcast.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to my boy LDC1. He was on there doing background vocals.
Yeah.
Getting his Roger Troutman on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out
man.
to my twin brother, Captain T. All the friends and family, everybody supporting the show, man.
Captain
keep,
Tizzle.
Keep rocking with us, man.
Captain
everybody
Tizzle.
out there, podcast land, man.
Yeah.
And you know, hit the like button, fool.
Hit the like button.
Make sure you
fool.
subscribe, man.
Man, you know, I'm not in a big rush. You know, let's see. Trying to think. Again, shout out to my brother, Danny. I love you. Shout out to my parents. Shout out to everybody who's subscribing. Like, you know, old subscribers, new subscribers, just people that are just watching. You know, people, you know, in Ghana, thank you. You know, people in India, thank you. You know, people all over the world, thank you. I really, we really appreciate the support.
The love.
Yeah, just keep watching the show. Hit the like button, fool. You know what I'm saying? You know, man, just thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, I'm just very humble. Just, you know, thank you for the support and and hopefully kapung cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to Thailand.
Arigato.
Yeah, man. Japan. Naruto. So, but yeah. All right. So, peace, love, and hair grease, motherfuckers.